Octane Render dropped some new updates. Meta's AI video model turns heads, and some big news from Rive. Plus, a new course from School of Motion. It's Motion Monday! But first, a little MoGraph trivia. Remember when Flash ruled the internet? Every animator and website worth their salt used it for animations and interactions. Too Advanced, Group X, Homestar Runner, Salad Fingers. But where did it go? What cosmic force erased this digital dynamo from our screens? Stick around until the end to find out. Otoy just dropped Octane 2024.1, and among other features are significantly better render times for certain scenes. The update includes a new geometry pipeline, improved ray tracing, and the ability to mix Mac, Windows, and Linux machines in your render networks. It's like the United Nations of rendering, but with less arguing and more pixels. Great news for us Apple fanboys with M3 chips. Some scenes are showing 2 to 12 times faster rendering. That's not a typo. You could render a scene before your coffee gets cold. The new geometry pipeline promises less memory usage with better performance. It's like your computer went on a diet but got stronger. And Octane now fully utilizes RT cores for ray tracing, adding another turbo boost to your workflow. If you want all the nerdy details, check out Silverwing VFX's YouTube breakdown, where he shows off a bunch of new features like the open image denoiser nodes for getting a cleaner render. The 3D render wars might have cooled off, but between Octane, Redshift, Arnold, and V-Ray, 3D artists are spoiled for choices. Otoy's team deserves a shout out for this performance boost. Links in the show notes if you want even more details. A couple of very cool sounding motion design events are on the horizon. Pictoplasma, the mecca of character design, is hitting London on November 8th. It's a one-day extravaganza of artist lectures, animation screenings, and networking opportunities that'll make your LinkedIn profile weep with joy. The speaker lineup is killer, too. The list includes Animade, Aisha Tengiz, Damselfrau, Eva Munich, and many more. Plus, they're screening 16 animated shorts, including work from our pal Chris Rutledge. Tickets are available now, and they won't break the bank. But wait, there's more. The Design in Motion Festival, aka Demo Festival, is gearing up for January 30th, spanning 15 cities across Europe and Canada. They're showcasing the world's best motion design on outdoor screens, turning cities into giant art galleries. With 370 designers featured, it's like a who's who of the motion design world. Check out the links in the description for both festivals. Even if you can't attend, the artist lists are a goldmine for inspiration. Time to put on pants and remember how to human. Calling all plugin nerds. Hyperbrew just dropped Bolt Express, a framework for building Adobe Express add-ons. Now, I know what you're thinking. Plugin development? That's for developers. Well, hang on, because with AI assistants like Claude and ChatGPT, it's easier than ever for motion designers to bring their ideas to life even if you don't know how to code. Hyperbrew's got a whole toolkit for aspiring developers. Their UXP framework helps you build and sell plugins on sites like AE Scripts. And Bolt CEP is a boilerplate for creating extensions with slick UIs in After Effects. Tools like Overlord are built on this, for example. This is a sign of how far motion design has come. We've got artists creating work, people building tools for artists, and now tools for the tool builders. It's like Inception, but with fewer dreams and more lines of code. So if you've got an idea for the next killer plugin, check out Hyperbrew's site. With a few tutorials and ChatGPT as your coding buddy, you might surprise yourself. Who knows, you could be the next plugin prodigy. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's time for our weekly roundup of mind-blowing motion design work. First up, Gerardo Gonzalez and Duo Team knocked it out of the park with their 2024 Paris Olympics video. The character designs are weirder than a $3 bill, but in the best way possible. The ransom note typography is awesome, and I especially love the textures and subtle graphic elements that make each frame feel interesting, but somehow still balanced. Brooklyn-based Duo Team's portfolio is a feast for the eyes, so go, feast. Next, Already Been Chewed delivered an MMA promo that hits hard, like a kaiju smashing a building. It's giving major Imaginary Forces vibes with intricate 3D work, killer compositing, and a seriously sweet grade. It's grittier than sandpaper underwear. ABC most likely flexed their Houdini muscles to make those intricate simulations and destruction effects, and they nailed making those fighters look 1,000 feet tall. Bravo, guys. Laundry's Jason Whitmore just schooled us all with his Sherwin-Williams piece. The live action and animation integration is done tastefully, leaning into a quirky vibe and keeping things deceptively simple. Even the full footage shots scream graphic design. Check out the smart art direction, clever production design, and wise color choices. High End doesn't even begin to cover it. Amazing work from the Laundry crew. And last but not least, Buck has teamed up with Meow Wolf for a Houston Experience teaser that's trippier than an LSD flashback. If you've never been to Meow Wolf, and there's one near you, seriously drop everything and go. It's like Willy Wonka and Salvador Dali had a child. It's one of the weirdest places I've ever been. It's Super cool, my kids love it. Buck's trailer captures that psychedelic weirdness perfectly, with retro effects that look like they came straight out of 1975. They look like some good old video toaster effects. It's proof that sometimes good compositing means making it look intentionally bad. Buck nails it, as always. Links to all this eye candy are in the description, and if you've seen something awesome, tag us at School Motion and we'll give you a shout out. Hold on to your popcorn, folks. Meta just dropped MovieGen, and it's probably the most impressive AI video generator I've seen yet. The demos on the site are mind-bending. Sure, if you squint, you can tell it's AI generated. There's a smoothness that screams too perfect, but the movements are uncannily natural. Even things like cloth seem to move realistically. I can imagine these tools, when they get good enough, almost completely eliminating the need for certain types of B-roll. The coolest feature in MovieGen is the ability to edit video with text. If you have a clip that needs tweaking, just type your changes. If you need a background replaced, consider it done. This could actually be a big deal in VFX, making certain complex compositing tasks as easy as ordering a pizza. Now, before you start planning your AI-generated blockbuster, you gotta pump the brakes, all right? Meta's Chief Product Officer, Chris Cox, says it's not ready for prime time yet. It's expensive to run and slower than molasses, but they're sharing the results to get us all excited. Now, 2 years ago, tech like this would have made me faint. Now, I'm almost jaded. I'm excited, but not surprised. If they can make this financially viable and user-friendly, it could change the compositing world forever. The AI train keeps on rolling, and we'll keep you posted as new tech comes out. What do you think about MovieGen? Is it cool? Is it demonic? Let us know in the comments. Roll out the red carpet for our School Motion Students of the Week. First up, Raphael Irami. This all-access superstar is tearing it up in Animation Bootcamp, and his desk unmess exercise has us doing a happy dance. Here's the deal. Students tackle this exercise twice. Once at the start to benchmark their skills, and again later to show off their newfound animation superpowers. Raphael's already knocking it out of the park on his first attempt. Talk about starting strong. His piece is bouncier than a kangaroo on a trampoline, and by the way, do you know what a baby kangaroo is called? You should Google that. But what really caught our eye is the eye trace. Raphael managed to coordinate everything to draw your eye from left to right in a really satisfying way. And that logo reveal at the end is very clever. Raphael, you're crushing it. We can't wait to see what kind of animation sorcery you conjure up by the end of the course. Next up is Amir Yusafi, another all-access student working through Character Animation Bootcamp. I wanted to show you this one because of the incredible improvements Amir made from version 1 of his submission to version 2. In version 1, the timing of this jump is too even, and there isn't much to give you a sense of the weight of the character. In version 2, the timing works much better. The poses are more exaggerated, and the follow-through from the arms adds so much impact to the landing. It's night and day, with just a few simple improvements, and Amir implemented the critique notes like a champ. Congrats to both Raphael and Amir. Keep cruising through those courses. We are rooting for you. Rive, our favorite interaction design tool, is on a friggin' roll. They've just dropped a truckload of new features and news that'll make motion designers weep tears of joy. First up, dash strokes are now a thing. It might seem small, but it's like giving Picasso a new brush. The possibilities are endless. There's also a new elastic interpolation for the state machine, letting you blend between timelines with more advanced animation curves. Rive's timeline blending feature is amazing if you haven't tried it yet. But the real showstopper, a brand spanking new Rive plugin for Framer, one of the most popular web design tools next to Webflow. Now you can drag and drop your Rive assets into one of the hottest website builders out there, connecting them to Framer's interactive features faster than you could say no code needed. We're rapidly approaching a world where motion designers can design, animate, and implement interactions without writing a single line of code. This is a huge opportunity for motion designers looking to branch out. Need more proof of Rive's power? Check out Notion's new AI helper. That cute morphing face, pure Rive magic. And if that's not enough, feast your eyes on Ross Plaskow's fully functional Qbert game built entirely in Rive. It's like Flash Reborn, but better. If you've been sleeping on Rive, it's time to wake up and give it a try. And if you're worried about learning Rive, you're gonna love this next story. Rejoice! Rive Academy Volume 1 is launching tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow, October 15th, we are launching the ultimate Intro to Rive crash course, tailor-made for motion designers. No need to be a coding wizard. This course is all about unleashing your creative superpowers in Rive. By the end, you'll be designing, animating, and prototyping interactive motion that can go anywhere. It's like giving your portfolio rocket boosters. You'll dive deep into Rive's artboards and design tools, learning to import from design tools like Figma. We'll cover Rive's animation tools, blended interactions, and the almighty state machine, the powerful system that enables you to build incredibly rich and complex interactions. But wait, there's more. You'll even get a rundown on how to implement a Rive file into a live app. It's like peeking behind the curtain of the interactive design world. And because we love you, use code RIVE50 at checkout this week only for $50 off the course. It's also available in our All Access program for teams of 3 or more. Details about that program can be found on our site at the team training link. Don't miss this chance to begin learning the most exciting motion design tool in years. Rive Academy Volume 1 will be here tomorrow, and we will see you in class. This next story, Not sure how to feel about it. Motionographer, the site we all used to frantically refresh back in the day, just dropped a bomb. They're launching A.Inspiration, an AI initiative that's got the industry buzzing like a beehive. Not really in a good way, though. The announcement reads like a fever dream written by a bot. It's filled with vague language about AI's groundbreaking advancements and lines like this. We could say that A.Inspiration is like if Skynet and Pixar had a baby, but instead of wiping out humanity, it decided to help us create visual content instead. They're even reopening Motion Award submissions for 2 new AI categories. And at the upcoming F5 Festival, brace yourself for AI content workshops and the first ever live Promptathon, whatever that is. So how did the industry react? Let's just say Twitter didn't like it.
Not one bit.
Now, take all this with a grain of salt because this is Twitter and you know how Twitter can be, but I think it's safe to say the overwhelming sentiment is nah.
WTF, Gary. WTF.
Now, I'm all for exploring AI's potential in motion design, but this announcement leaves me with more questions than answers. What exactly is this initiative? Your guess is as good as mine. So on the one hand, kudos to Motionographer for having the cojones to dive into the AI debate. On the other hand, what are we actually talking about here? So, dear viewers, what's your take on A.Inspiration? Groundbreaking initiative or glorified word salad? Check out the article and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this debate going. And now back to our MoGraph trivia. Flash's demise wasn't sudden. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Accessibility issues made it a nightmare for developers and users alike. New versions brought more headaches than solutions. Privacy concerns? Check. Security issues? Double check. And let's not forget its abysmal performance on certain platforms. The final nail in the coffin, mobile devices. When Steve Jobs decided Flash wouldn't grace iOS, it was game over. Developers jumped ship, and in 2017, Adobe announced Flash's retirement party. By December 2020, it was digital history. But fear not, we've now got shinier toys. HTML5, WebGL, WebAssembly, and of course, Rive and Lottie. So let's pour one out for Flash, and then raise a glass to the future of web animation. The party's just getting started, folks. And that is it for this episode. Check out Rive Academy Volume 1 launching tomorrow at schoolmotion.com. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss any news, interviews, or tutorials, and I'll catch you next week.